Welcome to Season 2 of The Well, a podcast by Elam Fellowship. I'm here with two of my friends, Leah Waters and Kevin Neville, and we're here to talk about what is going to be going on with Season 2, and we're all quite excited. Season 1 ended just before Christmas, and now we're all ready to kind of see where we're going to go with Season 2. I just want to remind everyone, the reason that we're doing the Well podcast is because we want to help get out the word, the DNA, the culture, the teaching, the investment that Elam leaders make into the kingdom of God in a way that everyone can access them. So whether you're a missionary on the field, you're a local pastor, you have a dream or a hope or a vision of you becoming a minister and getting into ministry yourself someday, we really see the Well as being a way to help foster that whole environment. And so last season, obviously, we did a lot of our content from Oasis, and we're also looking now into Season 2, which is going to be looking at our regional events. Now, we actually did 13 regional events, and chances are you weren't able to make all of the regional events.
So, Doug, did anybody make them all? Did you make them all?
No, I actually know that even Johansson didn't make them all because we actually had two regionals happening at the same time simultaneously.
Oh, right.
And so it was impossible to make all of them. However, there were some really great messages delivered by local leaders on the ground in those regions, as well as some of our executive leadership, elders, and others that you're not going to want to miss, because I know that you weren't able to make all of them. So I invite you to check them out and see what might impact you the most.
Now, what impacted you the most, Doug?
Well, I would have to say that Jonathan Bergio's message at the Buffalo Regional and John Camp's message at the Central New York Regional were two of my favorites. Not because they were the best, they just kind of hit home with me really, really well. And Jonathan Bergio talked about having a fire for evangelism as the lead pastor of a local congregation, and he tied in the theology of that and the role of the pastor so well. For me, I would say don't miss that one. That one was really powerful and really good, and I think that's maybe the two examples that stood out to me.
And I caught that one. Jonathan Bergio has been on fire this last season. He also spoke at Saturate, and I caught that one. And yeah, it's just really powerful messages that he's been bringing. So I haven't heard the John Camp one. So
yeah, check it out. Yeah, for sure.
I will be. So, yeah, speaking of that, the podcast, it really began with a bang. We started with Oasis 2025. And what was
great
really
conference.
Yeah, and that was so great because we had so many great keynote speakers. And in the past, you could put them out on the internet, you could put them on YouTube, but we wanted to really, being able to something that you could share or listen to every week and engage in.
Actually, after the conference, people were emailing me a lot, saying, "Where are the recordings? Where can I watch this?"
Right.
Well, how do we get the recordings?
Because the Well was new. Well, it wasn't even released quite yet.
Right. And so the Well has really served us well to be able to get that those podcasts to get those teachings out. And it really has enabled it to be shared, like you're saying.
Yeah. And I mean, we started off with Sean Smith and Paul Johansson and Sylvia Evans and Pastor Phil and Josh Finley and Eric Peoples and more. And so, and of course, every one of them was just powerful, and then from there we went into the Prophetic Conference, which was a new conference for us this year. And that was a different sort of speaker, prophetic ministry and how to prepare for it, how to seek God for it. And so we had all those speakers for it. And I tell you, guess who the most popular podcast was this season?
Who was it?
My guess would be Sean Smith, because he was our new guy.
Sean Smith was second biggest one. But of course, no surprise, Paul Johansson.
Right. Of course.
So, and speaking of Paul Johansson, we did this other element. It was your idea, Doug, but it was just phenomenal that we would do this sort of bonus content on the podcast where we would sit down with a lot of these leaders and kind of ask them the question, what did it take what was the process of God giving you this message and preparing for this message? And if you had 10 more minutes, what would you have added to it? What fell to the cutting room floor, but you wish you could share? And I got to sit down with all these, and it was just amazing. Sat down with Paul Johansson for like an hour. We had to edit it down to like 20 minutes. But, Paul Johansson just tells story after story, and you just wanted to keep going.
Yeah, I'm really glad that turned out well. 10 more minutes, those episodes. So you got to interview them. What stood out to you? What kind of grabbed you personally as one of the highlights of those interviews?
Of all these, one that really stood out was Michelle
Loperfido?
Labafito, yeah. And what was fun with her and Josh Finley, because I interviewed them both before they actually went out on stage. And so what was fun is because, they were sharing about what they were going to share. And sometimes you don't know exactly how it's going to go or what avenue. And so they would just sort of say, I think I'm going to go this way, but maybe God's leading me this way. And so when I actually got to sit down and watch them, it's like, oh, wow, they decided to do that, or that's the story, so it was just, I was really excited that this was going to happen. And then just seeing God move in it was just powerful. So
that's great. So season 1 done. How did we do as far as people checking it out?
we had a solid and steady and encouraging growth. We had about 1,500 listens. People are slowly starting to subscribe. So subscribe, share, all those things, with the feedback. But we're really looking this next season to grow exponentially with that, especially when we're going into what we have this next season, which,
Yeah,
Leah,
it is so exciting.
you're going to tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, it was such a jam-packed fall and winter so far. We've had so many conferences.
How many? We had 13 regionals.
13 regional.
What else did we have?
We had New Pastors Conference. We had the Lead Pastors Conference. The Leaders Conference. Yeah, Saturate.
Yeah, we're gonna do segments from Saturate.
Yeah. So we're gonna have segments from so many different things. There's incredible messages that we're so excited to share with our audience. You don't want to miss any of these.
Okay, now
Yeah.
we are going to do segments from Saturate.
Yeah.
Now you got to go not just as part of staff of Elam Fellowship, but
I went
as a youth leader.
Yeah.
You and your husband.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, we had such an incredible time, as we always do. But this year we had Keenan Clark come and speak, and he was new to Saturate, but oh my goodness, the things he shared in both of his messages were just so powerful. Our 12-year-olds were impacted by it. My husband and I were impacted by it. It was really incredible, and I hope we can get him back in the future. But
we'll try it, and we're going to try to do segments from that on the well, too.
Which will be wonderful. I know a lot of parents were asking for access to some of the messages. So
that's what's great about the well is because you might be surprised with this, but I aged out of Saturate a little while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so knowing that we can get these episodes.
Have you done the math right? Yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure. But the fact that we can get the episodes of Keenan Clark and others out of Saturate is why we're doing this, so we can help share the culture and the ethos that came out of those events.
Right. And we even have dreams of doing bonus contents. We didn't even touch some of the breakouts from last year, which we were hoping to do. So we're really hoping, we have more content to share that we could put out as bonus content. And
let's do it.
And other things. But of course, this is season 2, but we have something big on the horizon as we're gearing up for season 2 and season 3.
Yeah.
So what do we have, Leah?
We've got Oasis 2026 coming up, which is going to be incredible. It's really shaping up to be an amazing conference. You definitely don't want to miss it.
Yeah. Speaking of people who aged out of Saturate, Adam McCain.
That's right. Adam McCain is going to be and it's not just for the kids now. It's for the adults.
So, he's been with helping out with Saturate for over a decade. Made an amazing contribution to our youth and youth groups and leaders. And now we're very excited to have him for Oasis and looking forward to everything that's coming out of that. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I tell you, when I was inviting him, when you guys made the decision and I was inviting him, I was like, oh, he's very busy. He goes, if Elam calls, I answer.
Let's do it.
So we have the first episode coming out a week from when you're seeing this. So Doug, what do you think we should put out for the first episode?
Well, only because I know now We're going to go with the one that I just recommended. Jonathan Bergio is going to be our first podcast episode for the Well for the Buffalo Regional. So if you weren't able to make the Buffalo Regional, you're going to check out episode 1 with Jonathan Bergio.
Coming next week. So guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave in your comments. So if you want to send us an email, it's leadership@elamfellowship.org. That's .org. You can send us an email about what you would like to see in the future, and we'll definitely make note of it. But definitely make sure you subscribe, so when all these come out, you'll get notified and you'll be the first one to watch. So God bless, guys, and we'll see you on The Well.
See you soon.